Today we have Derek Pearce at the On TV studio to talk about his run for City Council. He'll be running for Ward 1 Councillor in the upcoming 2018 elections that will take place in October. So Derek, what can you tell us about your motivation to run for council this year?
So I'm running for council because over the last 4 years, I've always complained to my parents, the city's, I don't feel it's getting any better. So they were always like, well, why don't you do something about it? So I was like, oh, sure, why not? So I made the promise to my dad initially that I would run whenever the next election cycle came up, and unfortunately he ended up passing away well before that happened. So when it came up this year, I was like, you know what, this is the year that I have to do it because I have to fulfill that promise because I can't take it back now. So yeah, that's why I decided to run. So
you're fulfilling a promise to your dad. That's pretty big stuff.
It is.
And what are some of the issues that you think that you would bring forward as a councillor? As a citizen, what are some of the issues that have been really bothering you?
As a citizen, I think out of all the people on council right now, I'm the only one that takes a bus on a daily basis. So that's one thing I know. How it feels to actually be an everyday citizen. I'm not a fancy lawyer or a teacher or anything like that. I'm just an everyday person.
So you think you can relate more to the average person in Sault Ste. Marie? Mm-hmm. So transit would be one of...
Transit ones I'm hearing from a lot of people. A lot of people are talking about the opioid crisis still because it is still a big deal in our city. I hear a lot about fixing roads and stuff like that, and I know that in recent council meetings they've brought it up and they're looking at new technology.
So how long have you been thinking about running for council?
Well, I've been a member of the Sault Ste. Marie Association of Ratepayers for 3 or 4 years, and part of getting involved in that group is I was always interested. I just didn't know when I was going to get into politics or anything like that. But with the group the last 4 years, I've been learning to navigate the Municipal Act, learning all the changes, how things are going to affect cities. And then I've been studying cities since I was like 10 years old. I've played city simulations at an early age. That sparked my interest even more in high school civics class. I started reading books, studying on the computer once the internet came. So I've studied cities pretty much my entire life.
So you're pretty passionate about Sault Ste.
Yes.
Marie. And have you lived in the city your whole life?
Yes, actually. Since the ward boundaries changed, I've pretty much lived in every ward in Sault Ste. Marie now. And then I spent a little bit of time living out north in Trout Lake. So I, lived out there a little bit.
And what do you think makes you, because right now, the list is distributed online, the list of candidates that have put their names forward so far, and there's a few people running in Ward 1.
Yeah.
What do you think sets you apart from those other candidates?
My age is definite. I'm probably the youngest out of the 4 of us that are running, and I think just the fact that I'm an everyday citizen and I'm not, a career politician, a member of the old boys club, as you would say. So yeah, that's pretty much. So
you're hoping to bring a fresh face to City Council.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much for coming in to chat with us. And stay tuned for more election coverage and information on candidates coming up on TV.